Spider-Man Far From Home. So, I just got done seeing Spider-Man Far From Home with my good friend Lego Machine X. So yeah, I'm just really tired. Sorry, I've just been doing a bunch of stuff recently, but I wanted to get this review out. Spider-Man Far From Home. It's a really good movie. It's a sequel to 2017's wildly successful Spider-Man Homecoming. Obviously, this one stars, again, Tom Holland as Spider-Man, the newcomers Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, and that's basically it. I mean, Jacob Batalon as Ned, Zendaya as MJ, and Jon Favreau as, it's Happy Hogan. I just forgot his name for a second. I'm really tired. So, Spider-Man Homecoming. For the most part, I really liked this movie. I liked it a lot. So, like usual, we're gonna go with the good. No, we're gonna go with the bad, and then the good, and then just the regular overall opinion. So the bad parts, I do want to say some of the pacing in the scenes, mostly the third act, and this is spoiler free, obviously. Some of the scenes were very, very long. They dragged on too little, and if they had just been cut short a little bit, it would have been great. There were some fights, I compare it to a lot of the third act of Shazam, like the final battle between him and the 7 Deadly Sins went on for way, 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 way too long. And this one sort of did the same. Spider-Man's fighting, not gonna say what, but the fight goes on for way too long, and it's really repetitive. He's sort of doing the same thing over, not the same thing, but he's just sort of fighting the same things, and the way he's doing it is repetitive in my mind. I didn't like this movie as much as Homecoming, mostly for some of the repetition. The beginning, it started up really fast. I could have used a little more time of them just hanging out and chilling. So the beginning, the first act and the second act sort of, let's take a really good movie, Toy Story 4, for example. The first act flows right into the second flows right into the third. In this movie, I felt like the first act was really short, and I didn't really like that. And it just stopped. And the second act started with a really, really abrupt fight scene, and that one I wasn't really too keen on that. But those are basically some of my those are basically the only flaws in my opinion. I'm trying to think. Let's see. I can't really give away too much in this spoiler-free review. Let's see, some of the, basically everything they've done in this movie. So there was an end credit scene that I didn't agree with, that sort of justified the judgment of certain two characters throughout the movie, and I feel like that was a scapegoat to sort of just justify the judgment, because I knew right off the bat, these characters, they're not making decisions based on someone's being, like, this person's being a dick, and they wouldn't really act like this, and I don't know what led them to do this, but it was a nod to a really good comic book a really good comic book arc storyline, but I feel like it just really wasn't represented as well on screen as it was in the comic. I feel like it's a setup for something. So yeah, those are really all the faults I've had. Everything was really good in this movie. Now we're gonna go into the good. The good, I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He just nails Peter Parker just super well. There were some parts in this movie where his character sort of felt a little bit mean, I want to say. There's a little bit of Andrew Garfield in there, but that's really it. That's really the bad parts about Spider-Man, the character. I loved the romance storyline between Peter Parker and MJ. It was really, really good. You sort of see it sort of spark at in the middle, and then you sort of figure out, you're like, oh, that's really sweet. So yeah, it was a really, really good storyline. Ned, and you know this from the trailers, Ned and what's her name, Betty Brant. They are so good. They're so good. Lots of the side characters are really well. I like how this movie sort of took side characters that didn't have much screen time in the first Spider-Man movie, which is Homecoming, and just expanded upon them. That's what I love in movies like this, character expansion, which I love. I like getting more glimpses into the worlds of these secondary characters. That was really fun to see. Sorry, there's something in my eye. Oh, allergies. Blah, 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 blah. The villain, Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. I already mentioned that. Dude, Jake Gyllenhaal is the man. He was so good in this movie. You sort of don't really see why he's doing it until the middle, which, oh yeah, that's nice. But I really would have preferred his origin coming out straight from the beginning, and I feel like that this this movie just flat out demands that you read about Mysterio, like in the comic books, and I don't think that should be the job of the movie. I feel like the job of the movie should be able to explain the origin of the villain, explain why he's doing it, and then explain how he came to be, explain why he's doing, and then explain what his goal is, or explain like how he's doing what he's doing, if that made sense. And I felt like it sort of skipped over the it skipped over the why or it skipped over the origin, and it just went straight to the why, and the why wasn't really developed as much as I thought it could be. If they had just cut off like 5 minutes here and 2 minutes there, they could have developed his character a lot more into something better. But I still thought his character is really well, and just really well written. Sorry about that. And he had a really good motive for what he was doing. The effects were great. The fight, of course, it's a summer blockbuster. Of course, the action scenes are gonna be awesome. Nothing in this movie was really shitty. There were some parts that I just didn't really agree with. I liked Homecoming better. There were some really cool movie nods, or other movie nods, not particularly to MCU movies, but to just other movies in general. Like, it's really hard to explain. But yeah, I have a really short review for this. It's only like 6 minutes, but yeah, I really like this movie. I think you should definitely go see it. There's not that much. The good and the bad are sort of like way. Yeah, they're sort of even, but seeing as there's, I don't know how to say this. When the goods come, they deliver, but there's not really much there. And when the bads happen, there's not really much of them. But when the bads happen, you can see sort of, you're like, okay, I don't like that. So yeah, I'd say Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home is a great time at the theater, and it's a perfect summer blockbuster, better than Child's Play, not as good as Toy Story 4, but I am going to give Spider-Man Far From Home an A-. Thank you for watching this movie review. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Spider-Man Far From Home Showcase will be up either tomorrow or Thursday. I thought the movie was coming out on Friday, but apparently it came out on Tuesday, so I planned for it to be out on Friday. So yeah, Mysterio's gonna happen. I'm gonna do Mysterio with no mask because I can't. That's a little sneak peek at him. I don't have a helmet. I created a helmet for him, but I don't have any special pieces, so that's what it looks like so far. I'm not gonna do that because it looks dumb. I created a really good. This is sort of. I'm not gonna be able to do Whip Wednesday this week. Sorry, but I created a really good Purist Mysterio face. I'm giving you a sneak peek of that, and I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of my Spider-Man. Whatchamacallit suit. So that's what it looks like right now. I'm going to have to do a little more touching up stuff on the front and the legs, and then I'll be able to showcase it, and that'll come out either tomorrow or Thursday. Something fell. It is currently Wednesday when I'm shooting this. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and more reviews will come whenever I see a movie. I will review it. Sooner or later, I am going to do, oh god, I'm going to get my Child's Play spoiler talk out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I sort of don't want to do a Toy Story 4 spoiler talk, just because, I don't know, I just don't want to. So yeah, that's basically it, and thank you so much for watching, and bye.